You know what's crazy? Most people will watch this video, feel motivated for like 3 minutes, and then go back to their laptops and do absolutely nothing about their life, and they'll do it perfectly. They are experts at it. They have practiced for years. But something's different today, because in the next 14 minutes, we are not just talking about motivation. We are talking about the specific obsession, the desperation, hunger, the I'd rather die mentality that actually separates people who change their lives from people who just scroll. Let me paint you a picture. The history of human procrastination. It's a masterpiece. Really, a real work of art. It starts with a decision, a real good one. You wake up on a Monday morning or a Sunday night, if you're extra committed to the illusion, and you think, that is it. This is my year. This is my transformation. The conviction is real. You can feel it. It's like electricity in your chest. You open your notes app, you write down goals, you follow 47 motivational accounts, you buy the courses, you buy the supplements, you buy the gym membership, and then Tuesday happens. Tuesday, you're tired. You're too tired. Wednesday, you'll start. Thursday, you are catching up on sleep. Friday, you deserve a break. Saturday and Sunday, you're planning strategic rest. You call it, by Friday, I'll start Monday. And then you hit the beautiful part. The part where you convince yourself that the pain itself is the progress. That thinking about it, researching it, listening to podcasts about it, that counts as doing something. It doesn't. We both know it doesn't. But here's what kills me. Here's what actually gets me about this pattern. It's not that people don't know what to do. They know. Everything they know. Eat better, exercise, build a skill, start the business, learn the language. No one's sitting here around thinking, gosh, I wonder what success requires. You already know. You have always known. So let me ask you something, and I want you to actually sit with this question. Don't just hear it, feel it. What if the problem was never knowledge? What if the problem was never clarity? What if the problem is that you have never actually decided that you need this? Not want, need. Like your survival depends on it. Like it's not a luxury. It's not a nice to have. It's oxygen. Most people fall because they are playing a game they don't fully believe in. They are trying to succeed at something while simultaneously keeping a parachute open. They are training for a marathon while thinking about quitting. They are building a business while keeping your eyes on the exit door. And the universe knows it. Success can smell hesitation. But the people who actually transform their lives, the people who go from absolute zero to unstoppable, they make a different choice. They reach a point, and I mean they reach a point where they can't go back anymore, where the pain of staying the same is worse than any pain of change. That's not motivation, that's desperation. And desperation is the most powerful force in the universe because it removes every single escape route. When you're desperate, you don't negotiate with yourself. You don't make deals. You don't sleep in. You don't check social media. You don't waste time on things that don't matter because you literally can't afford to. Let me tell you about obsession because that's the word nobody wants to use anymore. Everyone wants to talk about balance and sustainable pace and mental health. And look, I get it. Those things matter. But let's be honest. The person who becomes extraordinary, they are not balanced. They are obsessed. And there's a specific type of obsession I'm talking about. Not the kind that destroys you, the kind that builds you. Think about the best athletes. Kobe Bryant didn't take rest days because he felt like it. He took them because he calculated they made him 1% better. Michael Jordan wasn't playing golf to relax. He was playing golf to stay sharp. Every single thing they did was filtered through, does this make me better or worse? That's not toxic, that's focus. Now, I'm not saying you need to be Kobe, but I'm saying the average person is nowhere near the level of obsession they need to be at. You're at like 15% of necessary obsession. You need to be at 85%. Here's what happens when you reach that level. Your entire life becomes a filter. Everything is either moving you forward or moving you backwards. And when you see it that way, decisions become easy. Should you go out and drink on Thursday night when you have important work Friday morning? No, not because you're no fun, but because you're not at 15% obsession anymore. You're at 85%. And at 85%, that decision is obvious. Should you stay up watching YouTube videos when you should be building your skills? Obviously not. Should you stay in a job that's slowly straining your spirit instead of learning something new? No. Should you eat the junk food, sleep the extra hour, scroll mindlessly? At 85%, of course not. But here's the secret that nobody tells you. You have to wait. You have to white knuckle it. You don't have to suffer through every choice. Because when you're truly obsessed with something, when it's not a goal anymore, it's an identity. The hard choice becomes your preference. It's not I shouldn't eat junk food. It's I don't eat junk food. Different brain states entirely. Now, let's talk about something that separates the 1% from everyone else. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not even resources. It's what I call the edge. The edge is a thing that makes you get back when you fail. And you will fail. Everyone fails. But the people who actually make it, they fail and then they do something insane. They keep going. Most people, they fail once, maybe twice, and then they have a very reasonable internal conversation that goes something like this. Well, that didn't work. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I should not try. Maybe I should try something else. And there's nothing wrong with that conversation. It's reasonable. It's practical. But it's also why they never achieve anything significant. Because here's the reality. Every single person who achieves something worth achieving has hit the wall where everything hurts, where the progress is invisible, where everything around you is suggesting you quit, where you don't see any evidence that what you're doing is working. And the only thing that separates them from everyone else is this: they didn't leave. I'm not going to lie to you. It isn't always exciting. It isn't always motivating. Sometimes you're doing the work because you said you would, because you're obsessed, because you literally cannot imagine not doing it. And that's where the real magic happens. Motivation is a feeling. Obsession is a fact. And feelings change. Obsession doesn't. There's this moment, and everyone who's actually done something significant knows exactly what I'm talking about. There's this moment where everything shifts. It's not overnight. That's not the lie we tell. But it's not slow either. There's a tipping point, and that tipping point is what happens when momentum becomes self-sustaining. You know what that feels like? It feels like you suddenly have an unfair advantage, like you're cheating, like you are in a different dimension than everyone else. And you are in a different dimension, because while they are still in the motivational phase, reading books about success, you are in the results phase. You're living it, you're building it, you're becoming it. Here's the thing about momentum that nobody talks about. Once you have it, you can't lose it unless you stop. You are not going to stop because you're obsessed. Remember? So the momentum just keeps building. It compounds. You do the work today. You work today makes it easier to do the work tomorrow. The work tomorrow makes the work the next day feel inevitable. And after a month of this, after 3 months, after 6 months, people look at you, think you're a superhuman. They don't understand what happened to you. But you know exactly what happened. You locked back in. You stopped making excuses. You decided that you would rather achieve something than comfort yourself with stories about why you can't. And the most insane part, it isn't even that hard. Not really. Once you've made the decision, once you've reached the point of desperation where going back is impossible, it's actually the easiest thing you have ever done, because every day you just do what you're supposed to do. That's it. Do what you're supposed to do over and over without negotiation. Let me end with this. I know what you're thinking. This sounds really hard. This sounds intense. This sounds like I'd have to give up everything. And I'm here to tell you something that might be the most important thing I say in this entire video. It isn't that bad. Seriously, the reality is less dramatic than your mind makes it out to be. What you are scared of, the discipline, the focus, the obsession, that's not suffering. That's freedom. That's the most free you've ever feel, because you're finally doing something that matters instead of running from something that doesn't. And once you lock in, once you make that decision, you actually don't think about it anymore. You just do it. The struggle disappears because the identity shifts. You're not a person trying to get healthy. You're a healthy person. You're not trying to build a business. You're an entrepreneur. You're not trying to learn skills. You're developing a skill. The story changes, and the story changes everything. So here's what I'm asking you to do right now, not tomorrow, not next Monday, right now. Make a choice, one single choice. What is one thing you have been putting off that deep down you know that would change your life if you actually did it? Is it starting to exercise, learning a skill, starting your business, fixing a relationship, building a better body, getting educated? Pick it, one thing, and then make this choice. For the next 30 days, you're going to treat this like an obsession, not a goal, an obsession. You're going to reach that 85% level, and you're going to lock back in and do what you're supposed to do. 30 days, that's it. Can you do 30 days? I think you can. I think you're someone who deep down knows you're capable of more. And I think you're tired of the version of yourself that makes excuses. So do it. Start today, right after this video ends. Not tomorrow, today. And hey, if you actually do this, if you actually look back in the next 30 days, come back and tell me. Let me know which one thing you chose, because I want to see people who actually doing this instead of just feeling good in the moment. This is the difference between people who watch and people who do. So, are you going to be someone who watches this and felt motivated for 3 minutes? Or are you going to be someone who watched this and changed their life? The choice is yours, and it starts right now.